Well, to discuss the legend that is Serena Williams, let's bring in sports consultant, leadership coach and author of Will Wins, Michelle Moore. Michelle, we could talk about Serena Williams' achievements on the court all day, but what she's actually achieved off the court has had just as much as impact, if not more, hasn't it?
Absolutely. She's a trailblazer on the court and off the court. In so many ways, she has stood up and used her platform alongside Venus to really call out some of the big social injustices around the world, from issues to do with race and gender and everything that goes with motherhood. And so it's this kind of sad and poignant time, but also an exciting time for what's happening next as she evolves into the next chapter of her life.
Well, as you said, she's been an inspiration not only for the Black community, but for the new generation of tennis. What has she done for women's tennis so far?
I think one of the most powerful things that Serena has done is enabled us to see her in her full identity. I remember when she came, her and Venus started in tennis and they took up space. They were amazing in terms of their presence. They were these young Black girls with braided hair, with beads, and they were just a force to be reckoned with. And that freedom of expression is something that has continued throughout her career. So she has been unapologetic and candid in her opinions about issues to do with injustice. And she's enabled other players to see themselves in their full identity. She's enabled players to see themselves as aggressive, as exultant in their victories, and to be able to use their voices. So many players today have been inspired by Serena and Venus and their achievements on the court and off the court. Coco Gauff, Leila Fernandez, so many, Sloane Stephens, Heather Watson, talk about the way in which Serena gives them permission. She doesn't settle for less, and they take their inspiration from her.
Well, that sheer love and passion for the sport is even shown in her retirement, the fact that she doesn't like to use that word retirement, but rather evolve away from the sport. Is it that mentality for evolution that makes Serena Williams so special?
She's special because what she does is she does it on her own terms, right? She's used Vogue, she's used a way to communicate to the world this next phase in her life. And so many of us can relate to that. As we close one door and we open up a new door, this evolution is like a forward momentum. It's active. There's something else that's going to happen, which is just as exciting. And let's wait to see what that is. But for me, that evolution is her saying, right, I've done and conquered the tennis court. And, you know, she has dominated 71% win rate, and her beautiful serve has been a key part of that. I always have to mention Serena's serve, which is phenomenal. And so in involving in her life and in her work around philanthropy, business venture capital work, and the company and the social justice campaigns that she's involved with, alongside the fashion, the culture, I just think this next phase is incredibly exciting and will be full of huge amounts of change and I'm sure many inspiring stories.
Well, as you said, although time is certainly running out on her career, a huge loss for the sport, will her legacy continue long after she's moved away from tennis?
I think this word legacy often gets us confused because it's like it makes us feel as if it's something physical, when actually legacy lives on in people. It lives on in the inspiration that she's provided, the way in which she's been courageous and fearless. And I just loved her entrance in the US Open recently, where she was wearing this extraordinary diamond-encrusted outfit, matching her daughters. And that idea of bringing your daughter along with you to work. And so many mothers can relate to the fact that we're supposed to keep our child and work separate. So everything is on her terms. So yes, her legacy will live on in all kinds of ways and in all of the players. She has changed rules, she has demanded more of the system, and she has done so much work around issues of equity, and she has shown real leadership. So as we see this next phase of Serena herself described it as Serena 2.0. I'm incredibly excited and in awe of what's going to happen next.
When you talk about Serena 2.0, what do you think that will entail?
I think for her, it's about what she wants. It's about taking some time. In her article in Vogue, she talked about wanting to be a mother again and just to be able to focus on other things that aren't just tennis focused. But we know that she has a massive commitment to philanthropy and everything that goes with causes to do with redressing the black opportunity talent gap within business. And so there are many things that she will be turning her hand to, I'm sure. But I think she's going to be taking time to, really prioritize her family. And that's the thing about sport. Being the world-class athlete, you have to be all in it. And she has recognized that she can't do that in the same way that she has done previously. So onwards, and I'm sure gloriously upwards for Serena.
Well, she's certainly been a huge icon for the sport. But sports consultant Michelle Moore, thank you for joining.